Alright guys, this is the third ending. We are going to call Fuminori. It's time to finish this. Just as he promised earlier, Koji calls Fuminori again. The call goes through almost immediately. He must have been waiting for it. As soon as Koji responds, a full ring fills the house. So Koji spins around and walks into the hallway. House phone is flashing a signal an incoming call. Koji fell for it. Fuminori is the one calling the house, and now he knows exactly where Koji is. He must predict that this would be Koji's first stop, and Koji would call him upon finding it empty. When did Fuminori become so cunning? Koji no longer feels stats or horror when faced with Fuminori's inhumanity. But when he calls out to kill the creature, speaking such revolting words with his friend's voice. Koji's already abandoned hope, but still a shock to hear of his lover's brutal end. Fuminori's dismissive words further sharpen Koji's bloodlust. It's obvious that this deal is a sham. In all likelihood, Fuminori is planning to kill and bury his secrets forever. Moreover, Koji doubts that Yo is even alive. Hermie could be very well someone in the refrigerator right in front of him. However, Koji is particularly interested in Fuminori's true intentions. After all, he has no intention of making a trade either. His only goal is to get close enough to destroy Fuminori and whatever is pulling his strings. Fuminori hangs up without waiting for Koji's response. Perhaps Fuminori too has sensed his opponent's intent. Even so, he realized that Koji is not the hunted, but the hunter as well. So, we're two dealers trying to gouge each other's moves. Koji smiles grimly as he pockets his phone. It's not how much their relationship has changed. The question is whether or not to comply with the 7 o'clock rendezvous agreement. If this were a serious negotiation, it would be wise to avoid prompting Fuminori in any way that would provoke his anger. What Koji and Fuminori are really doing, however, is trying to lure each other into a deadly trap. Koji doesn't even know what Fuminori is planning to do between now and then. But it's not about to let his enemy keep the initiative. The fear of blood that has taken root in his heart is more than enough to injure his exhausted body. Koji leaves the death-filled house. He's trying more determined than before. And yes, it's the same scene that happened, so I'm just gonna skip this scene because it's the same scene. It's kind of long too. Koji had nothing to do with but wait. He has spent almost half a day in the dark, empty study, breathing stale air choked with mold as he strains his ears for the slightest hint of moment below. Few people can endure such a vigil, but Koji has calmed him without complaint. If anything, the suffering is a welcome, for it keeps his nerves honed to a razor edge. Without doubt, his single-minded focus is the only thing allowing him to push the limits of his stamina. Koji understands this and embraces the pain. His closest friend has shattered his world like glass, and Koji only feels hatred toward the madness that has replaced it, and toward himself for allowing it to happen. Self-loathing is a more reliable source of willpower than any faith or resolve, no matter how noble. When he arrived at the Yogai house, Koji snuck inside carefully, hoping to perhaps take his enemy by surprise. It was only after he got inside that he realized his house was still abandoned. Even so, Koji was sure that Fuminori would arrive earlier than promised to in order to set up an ambush. However, the light streaming through the windows turned red, then faded to darkness with no sign of anyone coming. Koji's range has grown weaker and weaker by the moment. And now the appointed time has arrived. Koji's frustrated about the peak. He only begins to vibrate and flash. From Fuminori. He's calling rather than show himself up. Rage friends so overwhelmed from incident, Koji managed to keep his voice calm as he answers.
どういうつもりだ、Fuminori?
いやね、まさか待ち伏せなんていう無駄なことをして神経すり減らしてないか。遅くなったが、そろそろ本当の待ち合わせ場所を教えておかなくちゃと思ってさ。間に合ったかい？
ふざけた真似を。
まあ怒るなよ。当然の用心だろう。
Fuminori laughs in unrestrained malevolence, as though to emphasize that he's seen through Koji's plan.
お前が大貝教授の家まで来てるんなら、そこからほんの少し先、歩いていける距離の場所だ。まずは車に戻ってカーナビを見ろ。
今度こそ信用できるっていう保証は。
疑わしければ来なくていい。尻尾を巻いて逃げるがいいさ。
Fuminori hangs up immediately after speaking his challenge. Koji leaps out of his chair and kicks it across the room, unable to find any outlet for his anger. He has no choice but to do what Fuminori says. His stamina is already exhausted, only his obsession is keeping him going. If he allows himself even a moment's rest, he fears that he'll never again find his strength to face this madness. Now his only chance to kill Fuminori. Koji knows, of course, that his enemy is planning to ambush him. Fuminori is going to fight fair, but then neither is Koji. When the unsteady stride of the man half asleep, Koji leaves the Yogai house and heads for his accord. Only the base of the foothills have been developed for housing. Yet after Fuminori and Koji is outside the area, the forest that still covers the mountain's face. This carriage outside road near one, according to Fuminori, should be an old advanced. Wait. Yeah, we already heard this part.
着いたぞ。
ああ、聞こえてた。ようこそ我が新居へ。
Yeah, this is the same scene, so I will skip to the part where it goes different. We still get the scene where Koji goes out and straight up kills Yo. And yes, these two are still fighting each other. I don't ship it. Yes, without Ryoko's help, Koji gets killed by Saya. My mind hates from the pain and watches Saya feast upon her slain prey. We've won. It was hard. I wasn't able to do it alone, but together we have defeated our enemy. The price was steep. At least 2 of my ribs are broken, seeing a sharp pain shooting from my chest every time I breathe. And then there's Yo. I didn't expect her to fall to Kyo so easily. I suppose that, unlike Saya, she may have been unfamiliar on how to use her new body in combat. My injury must have fueled Saya's rage. Her trial of Koji was merciless and complete. As soon as her prey stopped moving, she sank her teeth into his vital organ and ruthlessly extinguished the last embers of life. Through a brutal, grimly actual unbearing of her girlish appearance, Saya's face, covered in blood and gore, that of a vicious queen of beasts going over a defeated foe. It's very noble and sacred about her primal ferocity that made me reluctant to disturb her. I don't know how long I've been sitting there watching Saya feast. I know we fainted from the pain several times. To be honest, I'm not used to violence. Yeah, you know. You killed Suzumi, you pushed Fuminori down a well, you raped Yo a few times, you had a fight with Koji. He's not used to violence. The wounds I've suffered in the car accident were worse, of course, but these broken wounds are the most severe injuries I've had deliberately inflicted upon me. You think that Saya could show a little more concern for my condition? Koi's as dead as can be. There's no reason for her to be so greedy. I suddenly realized that Saya stopped eating. Now she's lying on her back, rolling from side to side. Did she eat too much? For several days since we eaten fresh, unfrozen meat, so I understand where her food is coming from. But still, I'm wounded here. You could give me a hand. He's like, hey, kinda might die over here. You might want to help. Because I'm beyond my own selfish wants, I slowly realize that something is wrong. Saya isn't resting. She's trembling in agony. My blood goes cold, and the pain from my broken rib is suddenly forgotten.
Saya!
Saya! Saya! That's how he says it. I jump up, run to her side, and cradle her fallen body in my arms. Her face is pale and drenched in sweat, and her half-closed eyelids and lips are shivering like she has a fever. What's going on? Was she wounded in the fight? Could the meat she just ate been poisoned somehow? What? Cody's like, I'll just put poison in my body. No one will see it coming. I don't understand. I know that something terrible is happening.
Saya!
The only thing I can do is call her name with all my strength. Saya slowly opens her eye and gazes vacantly into my eye.
ふみのり、ごめん。大丈夫。ただちょっと痛いだけ。
何なんだどうしたんだサヤしっかりしろ
There's no way she's fine. It's going on that her condition is dire. Even so, I'm the only one who's panicking. Saya's expression is serene. She understands everything that's happening to her. She even smiles softly up at me.
びっくりしちゃった。まさか本当にこんなに早く。
I'm like, ooh, Saya, the thought is unbearable. Terror and despair are quickly overwhelming me. A feeling of utter helplessness I cannot resist.
怖がらないで。昼間言ったよね。これが印。みのりと私のたった一つの。
どういうことだよわけわかんないよサヤしっかりしてくれよ
Saya answered my tearful integrity with a smile like that of a mother comforting her child.
さやはね、頑張るって決めたの。だってみのりはさやのことかわいい、綺麗だってそう言ってくれたから。
やめようよサヤ
Whatever's happening, I can't just sit and watch it that caused Saya such agony.
もういい無茶しないでくれ何をするつもりか知らないが
ひどいな。みのり、分かってよ。
In a soft voice, she reveals her secret.
生まれるんだよ。さやとみのりの子供たちが。
But I learned in biology that two different races, I don't know what to say, two different homosexuality, that's fine, it's whatever. Two different races cannot have sex, cannot like make kids. It's not possible. For a moment, my mind goes completely blank.
そんないつの間に
私もね、びっくり。ねえ、ふみのり。
Saya's labored breathing speaks of terrible pain her tiny body is suffering, even though it wraps around tightly around my neck.
外に連れてって。広いところ。
I nod. What else can I do? If I speak, I'm afraid I'll be able to hold back my tears. I mustn't cry, not when Saya is facing her torment so bravely. It feels like Saya is burning up in my arms. I fear that the terrible convulsion that shoot through her at interval terror throw by the pieces. Praying for her safety, I scope Saya up and carry her swiftly out of the ruined building. Maybe the cold air at night will soothe her fever, but the hope is futile. Truly dashes her breathing glows shallow and she moans through bluish lips.
サヤそうだ
In response to my call, she opens her eyes even more. Her gaze is cloudy and unfocused. She can no longer see. Then when Saya looks at me, I can tell she's imagining my expression where my face should be.
約束した。これが最後の喜んでくれるといいな。
嬉しいよもちろん
It takes every ounce of my willpower, manages to make my voice light and cheerful. In Saya's eyes, I know that I am smiling. She wants to see my face. She don't want to see my face streaking with tears.
のり、私を愛してくれたあなたにこの星をあげます。
Saya's whisper is weak and pain, but there's ecstasy in her voice. Ecstasy and joy. Her back suddenly swift and bulges outward.
この世界はきっと綺麗な場所にさやと海のりのためだけの
And then Saya blooms. How else can I describe it? Flower petals, long and wide, they spread from her back like the wings of a newly formed butterfly. Their beautiful glow come from the countless tiny scales that cover each petal like particles of light.
さよならなのか
ううん違う
Saya's pain was already left her, for her expression of infinitely peaceful and content.
私と文則の
Radiant motes rise on the wind, painting rivers of light in the frozen winter sky. It is beautiful, overwhelmingly, painfully beautiful, like my girlfriend. Singing veracity of their freedom, the shining seeds of life are released to the vast and fertile land. Their songs herald the coming of the new world and destruction of the old. It is a boundless healing. It is an eternal blessing. We shall fill the world with our joy.
これからはずっと一緒だね。
Right inside his pitifully shrunken body, I gained to a shining sky and let my tears flow freely. Thank you. Thank you for this final gift, Saya. She was worried at first, wanting the perceived food in an underground storehouse would last her, noticing that her fears were unfounded. It's the liver she should have worried about. By starting to drop as separate as though it was her last, she thought that she would make her flask go out a little longer. But had been consuming more each day than she realized. Who can blame her? There's no way she could have gotten through this without the intoxicating effects of distilled alcohol. As Ryoko chased useless emotion like hope and despair from her mind, she found herself spending the most peaceful days of her life. As Redding set in, each hate and fear left her. Now she only feels awe for what Okai Mashicho did in respect for the depths of his intellectual curiosity. After all, neither she nor this world would have any reason left to deny his research. Alone in the mountain cabin, Ryoko killed some time at bringing order to document that Okai has left behind. Took the scattered, unsiphoned papers and wrote them in more readable fashion, eliminating redundancy and adding indexes and tables of contents. It would not intend for anyone to read them, of course. She knew full well how meaningless her actions were. With the reason to live gone, however, having someone to devote her mind to was at least some relief. And now, at the last courageous drop of spixiv vodka burned their way down Ryoko's throat, all of Ogai's research lies there in a single volume. She has finally finished transcribing and annotating the last of his writings. Enjoying the satisfaction of a pointless job well done, she idly pated through the manuscript that she just completed. I shall concede my summarizing my theory as it currently stands. Life from that name Saya did not appear in our unit by chance, nor as a result of my summoning, but because of the instinct program drugged into her biology. She was created to fulfill the same ultimate purpose that all life shares: reproduction. Saya and her kind procreate by spreading their seed to their other dimensions. What the probability that they would discover a door to another world? Even if they succeed in doing so, chance that world being suitable for reproduction must be even more minute. In order to take most of this possibility, evolution has granted them certain advantages. None of them have the astonishing ability that I have witnessed in Saya. To wit, they select the most promiscuous life form that they encounter, take control of it, and in do so, gain dominance over the planet's biosphere. In other words, they hijack the entire species. They do this by analyzing their target's genome, and overriding its genetic code to remake it in their own image. Saya's biology is more than capable of indicating such dramatic and widespread mutation. There's a significant possibility that the target species will have evolved into an insignificant life, so it may be necessary to regain control of the planet's environment. Therefore, Saya and her sisters also plundered their target's culture and psychology. Her extraordinary learning ability and intellectual curiosity are likely instinctive tools that enable her to inherit the target species' entire wealth of knowledge. In fact, maybe that Saya's kind has already had its sights set on intelligent life. After they wait patiently for some foolish, extra-dimensional species to gain knowledge of other worlds and attempting to satisfy its curiosity, make contact with the other universe in which they dwell, rather than Saya and her kin to the dimensional journey with only luck and their strength to depend on. Without waiting for such contact greatly increase the chance of finding a world worthy of conquest? Just as I, have acquired a silver key, frames myself explore the unknown, how many intellectual life forms in other worlds have followed congratulating themselves for discovering Saya's sisters? Take my son to go outside for a change. Ryoko gathers up the manuscript and heads to her car, which is parked in the front yard. She has completed her self-imposed final duty. There is no longer any reason for her to remain holding the mountain cabin. She drives a little further up the mountain to an open place that offers a scenic view of the land below. In the early days of change, Ryoko only came to the spot to watch helplessly over the mutating city. The one flaw in my theory comes from none other than Saya herself. After using me to learn everything she could about humanity, Saya could finally have prepared to begin the last stage of her invasion. However, she never carried out that mission. Why? I hypothesized that Saya was an irregular among her kind. It is said that human race intelligence also allowed to conquer our natural instincts. Perhaps enjoying the human psyche, Saya accidentally inherited a disease that infects our entire species. What is human love, really? Behavior could be more of a hindrance to the effective propagation of a species. I'm reminded of how, at the end of her study, Saya consumed vast quantities of romantic literature from all over the world. She tried to understand romance as an integral part of the human productive process. As a result, she might have willingly nurtured her own unparalleled reproductive abilities. After all, she had not known love. She had come to this world to rule at its own place, and study humanity to fulfill that purpose. But ultimately, she could not share love with a human. Without love's blessing, Saya was able to find the passion to fill a world with her kind. Without love, it cannot be seen. And learning all that she would know about humanity, she herself had become hopelessly human. Wary of loneliness, she's proud of the world. How pure her main soul must have been. If the hypothesis is correct, then that means that I failed as her teacher. I cannot help but feel ashamed for having spoiled such an extraordinary organism. Saya. Next to Ogai Mishito, Ryoko knows more about this entity than anyone else. No, when a young man named Sakisa Fuminori is added to the running, perhaps she only comes in third. In the end, she could never encounter the creature face to face. She would like to meet it though. If Ogai's analysis of Saya's psychology is correct, what if Sakisaka restored his desire to conquer the world? Perhaps Sakisaka's chief physician could play some role in bringing that lonely young man and Saya together. In which case, she at least had the right to intend their wedding to end all weddings. She might even had charged them a matchmaking fee. Oh no. Look what. See, Saya is making the world into her world, and everybody is going to look like blob monsters. But don't worry, Fuminori will see them all as normal people. I have a dream that one day my daughter will know the blessings of love. I pray that there will be a day when her heart beats with a flame of passion, and her world becomes bright and joyous once more. When that day comes, Saya, your terrible, irresistible purpose will surely consume us, that your purging may flourish. The whole world will know your love, and be reborn. Yeah, but I mean, look, we're turning the blob monsters. Oh god, I would not want that to happen to me. I wonder what wonder the future holds. I deeply regret that I must end my life before I can see that day come, but the footsteps of those who will destroy my dream glow closer by the. Wait, why didn't I kill himself? Were people like on his trail and he just hit and killed? If I seal my lips in death, then her grasping hands will not reach you. Please forgive me, my daughter, for leaving you alone in the barren world. With knowledge that you now possess, I know you will find your own path. The rays of your hard-won soul shall light the road ahead. Have no fear. Have no doubt. March onward until you reach your answer at last. And I, Saya, will dream forever the world that you would create. Perhaps it is the isolated environment of the mountain air. Maybe she's just more resistant to change. Whatever the case, Ryoko has not yet become as human as the creature ruling through the city below. She does not know exactly how many people on this planet could still be called human. But she may be one of the handful of survivors who are left to watch over the end of mankind. Of course, it's only a matter of time before she changes too. It's been 3 days since she chopped off her right hand, which ceased to function instantly resemble a human hand. But she that spread across her entire back is growing more intolerable by the hour. She could look in the mirror to see what she is becoming, but she doubts that will make her happy. Ryoko thinks that maybe she'll go to sleep here, with the world spread out before her. When she awakens, perhaps she will be ready to ascend the mountain, join the sea's revelries. Maybe she won't even need the salt must resorb anymore. Whatever the case, Ryoko thinks dreaming as she looks at the last drop from her flask. Even if I stop being human, I hope I'll enjoy the taste of booze.